we are just going to wrap up the show with a bit of colour, picking our unscripted. We have not selected it yet. We have some nominees, but we're going to pick, and we may have some arguments about this, we're going to pick our team of the tournament.
Team of the tournament time. 1 to 15. We're not going to do the bench, are we?
No.
Really?
Be here for hours.
Yeah, indeed. So, team of the tournament. Yeah, like there have been a few of them released. You could just pick the Springboks and chuck them out. But
I often think when these mashup squads play get thrown together, like I every year, just as a Leinster fan, they pick a Pro 14 team of the tournament, and they tend to have like 2 players from each nation. I'm always like, Leinster take them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whoop those boys. What I'm talking about. Yeah. So the same could be true here, but we'll come together. We'll start with number 1, Loosehead prop.
Loosehead prop.
Where we have some nominees.
Hard to look past.
He's retired now. He has one more game with the Barbarians left in him, but he's a World Cup champion and an absolute legend of the game. And we have Moody, who outdid expectations on this podcast. I thought he was
a weak point.
I thought he was a weak point, and he actually became a strength. He was very, very good for the All Blacks.
Joe Moody deserves a load of credit. The 2 English boys, Mako and Marler. I actually think Marler outshined Mako, which I didn't really see.
Well, especially given his final the contribution in the final, where he actually finally gave the English a penalty at scrum time, a bit of surety in that area. That was impressive.
One of the boys who deserves credit from early in the tournament is the Argentinian loosehead Teta Chaparro.
Yes.
Because the Argentinian scrum coming into the tournament was in rag order. Like you wouldn't believe. And that guy fixed it. I mean,
but in the game against France, they were getting the edge on in the second half of that area, and a lot of that was him.
He's a super. He completely fixed their scrum. A great loose-headed scrummager, and as well worthy of a shout out. The 2 Japanese boys, Inagaki was great, but I wouldn't look past for colour.
Nakajima off the bench.
Oh, what a man.
17 on his back and plays for days. He'll slot in at first receiver, he'll carry, he'll ruck.
He was one of the players of the whole pool stages. He came on like an absolute horse of a man, Nakajima, and he came on and made serious impact for Japan. Very close to picking him for this. I just thought he was unreal.
Definitely.
The only thing is that in that quarter final against the Box,
he got broken.
Like so many men, he got broken by the Box, and he actually went off again, and Inagaki had to come back on. That was the losing picture for Nakajima, which just about, I think, deprives him of a place in this team.
And one more mention, I think, honourable mention for Scotty Seo. Similar to your point about Chaparro, but the Wallaby scrum has not been a traditional strong point for them until they found this guy. He's an aggressive scrummager. He really, really did turn a corner in that set piece just in time for this World Cup. And it probably made them good enough just to get.
The thing is, Scotty Seal's a young man. He's like, he may be a long-term fix for the Aussie scrum, or at least he's going to need
a point
other
of
guys coming through. But he is definitely a point of optimism.
He is by far the most elite operator we've seen in that jersey for the green and gold.
Consider that James Slipper has been occupying this jersey in times gone by, and absolutely, Scotty Seo is a glorious loosehead. For me, this is beast. The final performance settles it for the first man.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not taking it away from Beast. He has his jersey.
Tendai Mtawarira
is in the team at number 1.
Absolutely.
Awesome. With maybe Mako off the bench or something.
Something like that. Mako, really? I would probably say Nakajima.
Nakajima for a benchman, actually. Probably more impact. But
that's my call.
All right.
Hooker, we have plenty of candidates mentioned. Top try scorer in the tournament, Julian Montoya from Argentina.
4.
Oh, no, he wasn't top try scorer. He was top try scorer of the pools.
He was top try scorer for a while. Yeah, he was at 4 for a little while from early on, all those maul tries. But he's definitely in there. We have Jorge, Japanese man.
Awesome.
He tended to be an 80-minute man a lot of the time as well.
Awesome. Put himself around. Super versatile, great carrier, great hands,
line out work,
defensive hero as well, and can scrum for days. I mean, a pretty great
all rounder.
We got the 3 Bok men really: Bongi, Marks, and Scott Brits. Scott Brits didn't play enough rugby to really be on this list, but
we're giving him a mention anyway because we love that guy. And Scott Brits' smile is just in there.
I thought Den Coles is always worth a mention on this list. Not sure if he quite hit his heights.
Probably didn't in this tournament. Same could be said for name escapes me now, but the other All Black.
Cody Taylor.
Another. And you probably could say the same about both of them. Didn't quite hit their straps enough. One player who did, I thought, was Ken Owens. Owens was harrying in every breakdown. The line out worked great. He's a consummate leader in that pack. He was a big part of what Welsh rugby is about, and harrying in the Type 5. So yeah, he's definitely one to be mentioned, given a shout out. Similarly, Jamie George, from England, awesome player. I
tell you what else as well, Luke Cowan-Dickey off the bench, serious player as well. Big fixer of a scrum and scorer of tries,
grabber of cheap tries.
Cowan-Dickey can play footy.
Yes, he can.
He definitely is worth a mention. Joe Taufete'e only gets his place on this.
This is
list.
Not based on the World Cup showings.
No,
prior.
His baffling selection for his nomination being the first Tier 2 player I think ever to be nominated for Player of the Year. When really should have been in 2018. If you were going to nominate him, he was great in 2018. But he's actually a story of a guy who was great, who was kind of found out and beaten up a bit in this World Cup, which was unfortunate.
It was a little, because we were building him up. He has such a try scoring record for a hooker. It's great. Yeah. He is a dynamic runner of a football. It just they really ran into it when that England game was such a capitulation for that USA team, where similar to actually England running into the Springboks. On another level, they're a team that want to play a power-based game, but they're running into an English pack that are just monsters themselves, and it didn't quite come right for them in this tournament. But one last but not least, from France, Camille Chat.
Camille Chat's great.
He's been great all year, and he brought that form into the World Cup and was kind of demanding his jersey by the end. And not a lot went right for France, but some did, and part of it was definitely Camille Chat. He was. Yeah, he was worldy. But of all those nominees, who are you going to...
I think there's a lot of good options there. It's not as obvious a selection as others. I think Ken Owens is close.
Yeah.
But for me, if I'm honest, and listen, I don't think this is bias that's leaning into this, but if I'm honest, I think the best player amongst them in the best form, making the biggest impact, is Malcolm Marx.
Yeah, based on that final showing.
Based on the whole tournament.
Yeah. Tough to argue. I'm not gonna argue. I think like Owens is a different kind of player. You could make an argument. Hori
isn't too far away either.
Yeah. Or Montoya with his tries, but no. I think on balance we're going Malcolm Marx, 2 Springboks.
So we have Beestam Tawira, we have Malcolm Marx, and now we move to the Tighthead.
Now we have many nominees again from South Africa. We have Vincent Koch and Francis Malara.
Yep.
2 awesome tight heads, and I dare say that Inyakane would have been on this list had he not got injured as well.
I dare say so too.
But those 2 absolutely awesome.
Ku from Japan also deserves a shout.
Another guy who does a lot of 80-minute shifts from tight head, which is phenomenal stuff.
Scrums really well, and he's another great player. I think Kyle Sinclair. We've had our beefs with Kyle Sinclair, but he answered the questions.
He stood up this tournament, and it was unfortunate that his tournament ended the way it did in the final, because he had more to give. He was answering his critics, ourselves included, about his temperament. He was managing it, and he was making those big impacts. Soft hands, lovely touches all around the park. He's a really good footballer from the Tighthead jersey. So he's definitely worth being in there.
I would just give a shout out, a slight nomination to a few other guys. Taniela Tupou from Australia, the Tongan Thor, is explosive, and he's a great scrummager as well, and him coming off the bench made some serious impact for the Wallabies, and he's one for the future. He's really an outstanding player. Likewise, really, on the other end of the scale, career-wise, is Rabah Slimani.
Slimani's a legend of the game. Absolutely.
For me, one of the greats. For such I love a good small tight head. Who somehow manages to derail all those big loose heads and their explosive plays. Slimani is a great scrummager. And a really, really great tight head. And finally, someone from our own country who has been, counted in many conversations for best tight head in the world over the last couple of years, Tyg Furlong, who also grabbed a couple of tries in this tournament. Is a phenomenal
great player
himself.
I think quite happen. I think that performance against Japan, where Japan took him to school, is enough to rule him out of this conversation. But I'm going to mention him anyway. And then with that, who would you give the nod to?
I think there's one standout, and it's Kyle Sinclair.
I think so too. I think I was leaning towards Koch because he's been great, but he's been off the bench more often. So no, I think Sinclair is the guy on balance who's contributed the most. So I think we'll sign him in.
Yeah,
there you
Papoose
go.
can be happy with that.
Yeah, Kyle the man getting in there. So that seals up our front row then of Beast, Marks, and Sinclair.
Absolutely,
what a front row that would be. And we move on to the rows.
This is tough. This is like
very
Sophie's
tough.
choice. These second
So
rows.
many class operators.
I'm just going to go through
list them all.
the guys that we have here. We have Maro Itoje, Alan Wynne-Jones, Evan Etzebeth, George Cruz, Courtney Laws, Franco Mostert, Lou Diager, Orji Snyman, Thompson from Japan, Moore from Japan.
Yeah.
Jake Ball had a great tournament.
Yes. For Wales.
Guido Petty
For
Argentina was outstanding, really outstanding in the pool stages. And Dean Budd for Italy was really impressive as well. And those are our nominees. Fight me. Those are our nominees. This is tough. These are some of the best players in the world. This is the golden age for locks.
Yeah.
I mean, Alan Wynne-Jones, Maro Itoje, Eben Etzebeth. I mean, all those three for me are I think the cut above.
Yeah.
I think those three have all had reasonable shouts in the last 12 months for being like almost the best player in the world.
Yeah.
The other thing is that Franco Mostert and Lou Diager put a load of work in. Snyman was always brilliant off the bench. The box are just full of locks.
Yeah.
And George Cruz for England is so close to being there as well. He's brilliant.
Yeah, he is. It's tough. To narrow these down, it's tough. It depends what kind of team you want.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to
narrow down the candidates.
I'm going to make a bold call right now.
You're going what?
Etzebeth's in there.
I know you're saying it.
Etzebeth's in there.
See now,
the man just did too much.
Etzebeth, Alan Wynne, Itoje.
I think it's one of Alan Wynne or Itoje who
are
who's
missing
out.
Big call.
I'm going to leave it to you.
It's a big call.
It is, isn't it?
It's tough. How can I draw? I know. I'm gonna have to say Alan Wynne
is dropped or picked.
Is picked.
Wow.
But that leaves out Itoje.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
I don't know if that's acceptable. Because then Itoje's coming off the bench is an argument. But
yeah, but Itoje's an 80-minute man.
He is an 80-minute man.
See, I can't drop Etzebeth because I think Etzebeth's the form lock of this whole thing. I know you're tempted, but Etzebeth is the form lock of this whole thing. He's the man who is winning contacts more than any other.
Alright, well then, I can drop Alan Wynne.
It just to feel right in the soul.
In my soul to say that, especially because he was the one who nicked the line out on them.
Yeah,
as well.
I know. He got more off against the box than
Itoje did.
But then Itoje had those plays against the All Blacks, and you can't. Like, the All Blacks can't be dismissed as a non-factor because the All Blacks were ousted of the tournament in no small part by Maro Itoje.
It's true. Okay, we'll go Itoje Etzebeth then.
I think that's the right
for
call.
A grunting, hefty 80-minute showing of a monster pack.
It would do for anybody.
It would do.
It would do for absolutely anybody.
I know, yeah.
So,
okay,
yeah.
Okay then, I'll say that. Etzebeth Itoje. Sorry, Alan Wynne. Sorry, our Welsh subs. You can feel free to vent your ire down below because that is a bit close to sacrilege, especially given he did have a great tournament. Alan Wynne.
He did.
But there are a load of other locks out there who are hard done by to miss out. But you're right in saying it's Sophie's choice, no matter what.
Yeah, it's so tough.
So yeah, we move on to the back row.
Six. We'll start at Blindside, I guess. 6 is a curious one because the Springboks make it awkward.
A few teams have as well. Like Japan picked Himeno at 6 for one game, but then
the Springboks in particular with the reversed 6s and 7s, it's hard. They don't have a blindside flanker, so it's hard to pick. We'll just see. We'll see how we can do it at putting together a blindside flanker. Anyway, I think Wainwright deserves a huge shout out.
Yeah, great tournament.
Unreal. Tom Curry, hard to look past as well.
Great.
Very, very good player. I think Sia Khaleesi starting for the box, obviously great.
Captain Khaleesi,
Artie Savia for the All Blacks.
Awesome.
Michael Leach.
Yeah, of course.
Pablo Matera.
Yeah.
Perseli Yato. This is so
Yato
tough.
As well. Jeez,
These are some of the most talented players out there. And the other shout-outs for Uruguayan captain Gamanara, who went really well.
Awesome player.
And Bram Stain for Italy. He's a freak as well.
Yeah. Talking about a man who wins contacts. Another Sophie's choice.
Francois Lowe coming off the bench, but we'll count him as a 7 just because
he plays
too
like a
difficult.
7. But who are you picking of that?
Does that mean we're counting Peter Steff as a 6?
I suppose it does.
Because Peter Steff has played. Like, this is so tough. It's cruel to do. I mean,
who are you lobbying for?
Well, we got to narrow it down first. Like, I think Sia Khaleesi is a hero, but I actually think in terms of explosive playmaking, you are looking at one of Curry, Wainwright, Savia, or Leach. I think that's a final four. I thought Wainwright was great throughout.
He was.
I thought Curry was great right up until the final. I thought Michael Leach found a new lease of life.
Let's see what I'm gonna feel so shameful not picking Khaleesi automatically in this position, but there are some great players there, and I'm gonna give Leach the nod.
I
Based
think
on
I
his
agree.
showing all tournament.
I think Artie Sevilla is very close.
Artie Sevilla is very close. But yeah, no, I'm gonna say Leach.
I think
Michael
you're right.
Leach.
I think you're right.
Because Japanese reference. He's a hero. Like.
He had a couple of years ago. I thought he was actually kind of past it. I thought he made his.
He was looking a little bit like Parise. Like after a bit.
But he was so good in this World Cup. He was so good.
Yeah.
His hands were brilliant. He was hanging out in the wing. Now he was sort of Jimeno was doing so much work that he was sort of let roam free.
Sure.
But boy, did he roam free.
Exactly.
And he had a lot of fun. Michael Leach is Michael Leach. He's a hero.
His link with Lafayette in that wide channel on offense is great. He does offer another distributing option out wide. Yeah, let's go for it. Michael Leach.
Right.
What a call. But there's so many good missing out.
Yeah.
On to number 7. And there were a lot of good 7s.
There were, Peter Steph de Toith was player of the year. Is going to be a hard man to leave out to start with. I think Labuschagne from Japan deserves a shout out.
Good shout out as well. He had a great
Labuschagne, I think I've heard it pronounced. I thought actually there's some of the teams that didn't go as far can get shout outs from this one.
Yeah.
Gadziev from Russia. Was top turnover, like I think almost all the way through the pools, if not through the whole pools.
Yeah.
He was an absolute savage. He was causing teams such distress.
Someone needs to scoop him up with a professional contract right away because he's awesome.
I thought Olivon from France.
Yeah, another find. Yeah. In a French pack that we were having our doubts about, and Navan Mahina that we were worried about, and all this. Note he wasn't a nominee, but yeah, no, Olivon definitely was awesome all tournament. A good find this year.
And Jake Pellegrini
from Italy. Italy, their back rows are their best quality in this team, and a lot of it is Pellegrini and Steyn.
Pellegrini's carry game was on fire.
Yeah, he was not for stopping.
But
Underhill.
That said, this feels for my money. This feels like an ultimately a shootout between Underhill and Peter Steph.
Whoa.
Matt Dawson, eat your heart out as a Peter Steph. I think it is.
I think it is.
These English boys are so unfortunate to not be
more heavily
Curry and Underhill are so great.
Great.
They're so unfortunate to just miss out. But I think you have to.
I think you have to, based on final showing and overall. And you just can't deny Peter.
The
Steph.
other thing that you could do is go Peter Steph, Underhill, and leave Leach out. I think that's your choice, Sophie.
No, I'm not leaving Leach out. Okay, I'm leaving Underhill out.
Okay.
Oh, even though that's
Underhill was so good.
So good.
He never stopped being good.
No, even in the final he was great again.
He really didn't stop being good for the whole tournament.
But Peter Steph was undeniable.
Yeah, he was undeniable.
And
tops of all the stats.
And all the stats. Player of the year, Peter Steph. Yeah, he's in the team.
Yeah.
100%. So on to number 8. There are some number 8s.
It gets easier and easier, doesn't it? Jimeno from Japan. You run out of superlatives for the man. He was outstanding. He broke the backs of Ireland with some colossal steals at colossal times.
Yeah.
Kieran Reid for the All Blacks found a new lease of life.
Yeah, absolutely. Rolled back the years. He was another one you were citing, saying he was probably not in great form this year, looking a little bit softer on the edges sometimes, but he really did find something and put in a world.
He was operating stuff. Wide channels again. He was making things happen. He was offloading. He was a joy to watch.
Yeah.
Billy Vunipola was made do so much work and played.
Billy V.
Yeah, played.
He's been playing non-stop rugby since a month out from the tournament with them as well.
And Dwayne Vermeulen. Outside of that, you have Navidi for Wales while he was there. I thought did a very, very good job. Unfortunately, his tournament was cut short.
Yeah.
You have Becca Gurgadze, I thought, from Georgia. I'm just going to give him a shout out because he was the most tackerful forward from Georgia, and he made some cool things happen. He had great breaks.
For sure.
He helped make that unbelievable 90-metre play from Georgia against Fiji, which
you'd
never see the like of.
Yes, indeed.
But he's another guy. And Tyler Ardron from Canada. Despite her relentless shiting on Canada, Tyler Ardron is actually a very fine player.
Indeed. So we'll give him his shout out here. That being said,
It's a straight 4-way shootout between Vermeulen, Vunipola, Reid and Jimeno.
It's Dwayne Vermeulen.
Yeah.
It's Dwayne Vermeulen.
I think you're right.
I think he might be the best number 8 ever. This version of Dwayne Vermeulen.
Yeah. That's a big statement. But I hear you. I love him. I think he's great.
I can't not pick him. It's already becoming a very Springbok heavy side, but
Who
this
won
is
the
the
World
pack.
Cup?
And they won the World
Who
Cup.
won the World Cup?
So, yeah.
The only thing is that
fighting.
it's going to get very awkward when we get to the centres, because you'll have a hard time shifting me from those boys.
It's true.
Anyway, so that is the pack. Yeah. That is the pack. So we have Beast and Tawera. Who did we have at hooker? We have Malcolm Marks. So Beast and Tawera, Malcolm Marks, Kyle Sinclair, Eben Etzebeth, Maro Itoje, Michael Leach, Peter Steph du Toit, and Dwayne Vermeulen. So it is, in essence, the Springbok pack with Sinclair, Itoje, and Michael Leach.
It's pretty good.
No All Blacks.
Pretty good.
Artie Sevilla is can feel the most aggrieved of the All Blacks.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
We didn't mention the locks, but the locks really didn't do enough. I don't think so. Because Retallick was out for half the tournament, and
they got blown away.
They got blown away. So yeah, no, I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, and Wales likewise. I think Alan Wynne-Jones.
They're unlucky.
And
Ken Owens,
Alan Wynne-Jones, and Wainwright are very close. Very close.
Very, very close. Yeah. Unlucky to miss out, but that's our pack.
That's the way it goes.
That's how it goes. And we move on to the back line then. Halfback. Number 9, the wee halfback.
The first guy I would shout out is Nagare for Japan.
Yeah.
He doesn't get enough credit.
Such a tempo.
He really did, didn't he? He was unreal.
Yeah, and accuracy. Himself and Tamor had a great little partnership going, to be fair.
Yeah.
He worthy of a shout out. Nagare for sure. Faf
was great.
He
got so much stick for his kicking game.
He did.
The boy was great.
Yeah. So was Davies.
Gareth Davis.
I've never seen him as good as that.
No, neither have I. That intercept play against Australia, but he was just everywhere. He scored tries from the wing. He was like lightning, maintained a great tempo himself, played really, really accurate footy for I think the whole thing.
Pretty much.
Really respect that guy.
Yeah.
He's become a sensational player.
Absolutely.
Gareth Davis from Wales. TJ and Aaron,
both the All Black contribution. They're both their halfbacks, and you could probably who's the other lad they brought was
Brad Weber.
He didn't get enough game time, but he's another awesome 9 as well. They just have no shortage of awesome halfbacks.
Yeah,
and it was
both made beautiful plays happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought Will Genny was great.
Yeah,
I thought for Australia, for the bits that Australia were doing right, he was really good.
Great.
His exit game was on fire.
Yeah, he had one of the best box kicking exits of the whole tournament.
That was
monster.
Fiji,
it might have been.
He got them out of trouble, banged them deep. Yeah. It was
and similarly, in a similar kind of, we always have Australia and France tethered, and so it was in this tournament. But Dupont, one of the finds of the season, and really did step up, had some great plays.
I didn't think he was as good this tournament as he had been
in the Six Nations. Maybe, it's unfortunate.
I think the same is true for Pinot, who you like, and we'll get to as well. They were just a little bit looser.
They definitely were,
and that was not the way to be. Other shout-outs at 9, Daragh from Russia I thought was great. Had a couple of great games. Damian Stevens from
Namibia even. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Hadn't seen him before.
Arata from Uruguay.
Yes.
Try-scoring machine.
Awesome player.
Lovely guy to watch.
Yeah.
And young Aprasidze, who came in.
Yes, the young Georgian.
In Georgia.
Who was quicker.
It was really good.
Added a little tempo, added a little threat. He was definitely good.
I enjoyed him.
So with that though, who are you going to pick? Because you know who I'm going to pick?
I think Gareth Davies. Yeah.
He's awesome. Unlucky Faf. Faf was great, but he's been better.
Funnily enough, I can foresee some South Africans giving out to us for not picking Faf, and I appreciate that, but Faf is really, really great. But I just think on form...
And compared to themselves, in terms of playing above themselves, Davies found something awesome this tournament and kept it the whole way. You couldn't really in earnest nominate Ben Youngs because he had a shocker in the final, and he wasn't really there either. They were with a dominant pack, but Davies was Wales were in some tough spots in some tricky games where they needed their halfbacks digging them out of it, and both their tens as well as Davies was sometimes the difference when you cite like that Australia game and stuff. It was little plays and little moments from those guys that dug it out and was really a story of this Welsh campaign. So I think you're having a Welsh halfback in there.
That's fair enough. I think that's fair enough. What do you think? I think that's fair enough. Gareth Davis just edging Faf, I think, ultimately at 9.
And TJ and Aaron a little bit behind, and Nagare as well.
Nagare close too. It's
so close.
So many good players, boys. So many good players. At out half, I mean, we have many nominees. We have
top try scorer or top point scorer
Andre Pollard,
World Cup winning fly-half. Hard to look past him.
Yeah,
but once you do, you see Faz.
Well, you see Faz, who played a lot at 12, and George Ford, who played at 10 as well for England. Those two, both in the mix. Mong in the mix from an All Black perspective. I thought Bigger and Patchell both stepped up for Wales. And then there's Hugh Tamora, who got top try scorer for a good portion of it.
Even for a little bit,
Felipe Berchesi I thought was great for Uruguay.
Yes, another little great shout out there.
And TJ Pernard again
at 10
for that little period against
the 5-minute period where he scored the best try ever. But no,
so for me it's TJ.
Of course, straight in there. You'll have a halfback combination.
Yeah,
Davis to TJ. My goodness, no, that'd be nuts. No, oh god, it's tough, isn't it?
For me, it's Andre Pollard.
You're probably right.
Most consistent.
Do
you know what he did? He had that great play as well in the All Black game in the game against England, where he did that up and under and reclaimed it Dan Bigger style.
Yes. And
he just had a few class plays in him. As like I thought his little assist for the try against Japan, where he cut into the line and delivered. Like he did have a pack going forward in front of him, but he also delivered the clutch plays at the clutch moments.
Yeah.
Put the team exactly where they needed to be.
Didn't shy away on contact.
Didn't shy away. He did everything right. And I just think compared to the other 10s, this wasn't a tournament for 10s necessarily.
No, and do you know what? Farrell would have been, in my eyes, his closest competition, but he just hasn't played enough at 10 to justify ousting Pollard for it. So Andre at 10. We have a Davies and Andre combo.
I think it works.
It's cool.
In a funny kind of way.
It could be a quirky, good combination.
Yeah.
So Pollard in at 10, another Bok in the team.
I'm going to skip on to the centres. So we're going to look at the centres.
We're going to go back to 11, but we're going to go 12 first.
Yes.
And there are many candidates, but we're going to start with the champions again. Delindi.
How good.
How good.
Too good, perhaps. To even make this a conversation.
But we will.
Defensively and offensively, beautiful for the whole tournament.
And he grabbed the try. He was the one who grabbed the try in the Wales game.
Yeah.
So in that tight...
He was
that very tense game that could have gone either way. It was him who stepped up and got through it.
The form back of the whole thing for the Springboks. But there are other options. Leonard Brown
had some awesome footy. He didn't get as fluid a run in game time, but whenever he was on the pitch, he was pretty awesome. He was spectacular against Ireland.
Both Tuilagi and Farrell for England had their moments at 12. I think Farrell in particular at 12 did have some beautiful plays. Was able to paint his picture.
That Wallabies game.
Yeah,
it was awesome. Yeah,
he actually played 10 that day.
No, he didn't,
because Ford's role got changed.
Oh, sorry, that's right. He did play 10 that day, and he was awesome. That's right, because
Tuilagi.
Tuilagi
in a 12 that day. To Mark Karevi. It's an interesting one, but England's chopping and changing is going to cost them in this channel.
Maybe a little.
Bottia from Fiji.
Absolutely awesome showing. He doesn't put a foot wrong. He's a very defensively minded, physical, up there in your face. Links well with Rodradra when he's outside him, and less so when there's others. But he was definitely worthy of a mention.
Other guys definitely worthy of a mention. I thought Hadley Parks didn't put himself too far wrong.
Yeah, true.
I thought Samu Karevi,
awesome player, awesome season he's had, and very worthy of a mention. Definitely a nominee.
Nakamura from Japan, it was one of the lesser mentioned entities, but I thought did a great job as well. And then there's
Sonny
Bill and Gael Fickou for France. Gael Fickou was put in that position and played damn well when he was there.
Some of his best rugby, I think, actually. So with all that,
it's Danny and Dale, isn't it?
You're not ousting it. The only counter argument I could put forward would be Tuilagi, but I'm not going to.
I don't think it's right. I think that's a lot of people are defaulting to that, and I think they're incorrect. I think these centres have been a huge part of what's gone right for the Boks. They haven't been a quiet missing part. They've been the linchpin of the Bok defence. Not to mention Delindy's form. Is like, listen, this is going to be an overwhelmingly Springbok team. It now emerges.
Yes.
But I think it's correct.
I
think it's correct. I think it's correct.
So Delindy. So we're going Pollard, Delindy. On to 13.
There's only one man.
Could it be?
There's only one man.
Could it be? maybe Robbie Hitler. Jack Goodhue and James O'Connor.
I mean, there are options. James O'Connor, Cat from Uruguay.
I was a big fan of,
Jonathan Davis.
Radradra 13.
He
only had one game there and he played there and he was awesome. Oh my goodness.
It was unreal.
But Radradra anywhere. Jonathan Davis.
Jonathan Davis. Manu Tuilagi when he was
there.
Lafayette is the closest.
He's the closest. Depends how you want to play now.
Yeah.
Are you going pure offense, absolute technical distribution from 13, or are you going shut the door, close everything off?
Well, here's the thing: is that when Lafayette got a play off against the Maestro, but for the rest of the game, there were moments of demolition, and the best. My favourite player in the world.
If you've stuck with us this long through the podcast, you're just under no illusions. There's no chance this man's dropping Am. No. So it's Latanya Am.
Yep.
In a 13, 12 and 13, 10, 12, 13 is the box.
Yep.
Pollard.
I agree with me.
Razzie agrees too.
Yeah. Razzie, you know what? Razzie would pick that too.
Oh,
he's the best coach, so I'm right.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move on then to 11. The wings.
This is actually a bit of a Sophie's choice. I mean, there are other options we've talked. Like, this is actually I guess it's a battle of 4. I mean, there are other options, and these guys are incredible. But Raka and Curry Betty and young Jordan Pataya and Silva and Huge and George Bridge and Johnny May, who going into the tournament we had flagged as a potential top try scorer. Nkosi as well had a game at 11 and was great. But for me, this is a super elite 4-way battle between Semi Ranradra, Makazole Mapimpi, Josh Adams, and
top try
Kenki
scorer.
Fukuoka. My word, what a high level battle.
Oh, Radradra, it's tough to leave out because he's pretty fucking good.
At the end of the pool stage, I think meters made, defenders beaten, I think both of those stats were topped by Semi Ranradra. The guy's a phenomenon. Of all of those guys, and like the other guys scored like they're so good. But I think it's Semi Ranradra. I do. I really do.
You're leaving out Kenki then.
Leaving out the top try scorer, Kenki Fukuoka and Makazole Mapimpi. It's crazy to leave any of them out, really.
But it's going to be Semi Radradra because he's in the team somewhere, whether it's 13 or 6 or wherever. He has to be in the team because he's Semi Radradra.
I think you're right.
At 11. I'm saying it.
Now, we may go back to one of those guys we dropped just looking at these right wingers.
Yeah.
I'll take a look and we'll see if we were
cruel. I don't know if we will, though.
But let's see, because we have...
On the right wing, we have so many options.
We have too many options. It's all too many options. I thought Andrew Conway from Ireland is
the best winger by far.
One man who deserves a shout out from Ireland is Andrew Conway. Scored a couple of tries. Damien Pinot in moments was magnificent.
Yeah.
I thought Josh Tuisova had some fun plays.
Moments too. Fijian wingers, don't overlook them.
I thought from Freitas from Uruguay.
Uruguay was a really solid operator, yeah.
Lovely player.
Watson for England
is getting close to being picked.
He was very good. He had his
incredible form.
Yeah, incredible. The best form of his career was in this tournament, for sure. North rolled back the years, was absolutely vintage and key for that Welsh effort in general. Sever Rees, what a year he's had, and he didn't disappoint in a big stage either. He's been awesome.
Yeah.
Matsushima. He's been undeniable. You have Ben Smith in there. He didn't quite get the game time, but he's been
looking was he in that third and fourth
place playoff. This is it. I just love Ben Smith. But I think we're burying the lead because it's Cheslin Colby, isn't it?
It's hard for it not to be Cheslin Colby, isn't it? I think you have a 4-way battle between Cheslin Colby and the 3 other guys we talked about on the left wing and moving Ranradra to the right wing. So unless you think one of Mapimpi, Josh Adams, top try scorer, or Kenki Fukuoka is good enough to oust Cheslin, and I'm going to leave that decision up to you.
Or Matsushima.
If we're honest with ourselves, it's Cheslin Colby.
It is Cheslin Colby. Yeah, it's another Bach in there, but he's not just another Bach. He's actually just Cheslin Colby. and it's tough to deny. He didn't people were saying he hasn't scored as many tries as all that, but his defensive plays were great. His high ball techers was great. His reading of the game is great. His skill level overall
off the charts, and his footwork is off the charts.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
tough. Like, we've left out a lot of great players, and we have gone very Bok heavy. Thing is, I would have gone Bok heavy if I was picking a World 15 pre-tournament. I think they're the best team in it. I think all these guys are worth their place, frankly.
But Chesham's definitely not for the dropping.
No, you win the final by 20 points. You fill up the team of the tournament. That's the way it goes.
It's how it goes. It's unfortunate those Japanese wingers missing out.
That's crazy unfortunate. It's crazy unfortunate. Michael Leach gets in there.
Michael Leach does get in there, but they deserve more representation, but they're not going to get it from us anyway. But yeah, okay, so that's our back line is taking shape then. So we have Davies, Pollard, Delindy and Am in the centres, Radradra on one wing, Colby on the other.
Oh, it's all kinds of good
fullback. At fullback. What do you do? This is the only place where we're actually not going to nominate the Bok.
No,
we're not going to nominate Villy. He didn't have the tournament to deserve it.
There are quite a few guys who deserve shout out. Quirky shout out goes to Sosa Matiashvili because he's fun.
Because he's fun. He's the only Georgian who was trying some stuff. You know, in that Fiji game, he was trying to get some stuff off.
He was and all,
but no.
Veanu, I thought from
Tonga, excellent. Yeah, one of their MVPs for sure.
If not their complete MVP.
Similarly, Murray Muravalu from Fiji. Awesome tournament. Came in nowhere. It was really good.
Because Vaitakani was who the hype was about going into
tournament.
Murray Valu was just unreal. Curtly Beale had serious moments. I think he's still
in the wake of Fallowgate. He's stepped up absolutely creditably and done a great job.
Lovely. I think he's just
a wonderful footballer. Similarly, Midar. Speaking of another worldly of just a vintage player, he understands the game and plays it so well.
Yeah,
and he was a big part of what France got right this tournament. A lot of it came through Midar.
I'm going to give an Irish shout out, or second Irish shout out of this whole business to Jordan Larmour. Just as a sort of a what might have been if we'd gone this way.
If we'd actually picked form players in the back line.
Jordan Larmour's last 20 against the All Blacks were actually lovely.
Yeah.
Every time he touched the ball, it was actually delightful.
Yeah.
Why
wasn't he starting?
He's great.
But yeah, no, that's an out there shout for sure. Liam Williams, the bomb diffuser himself. What a tournament he had.
Yeah.
It's kind of unlucky to miss out on that big game, obviously through injury, but his combative, he was one of the only Welshman in the back line who was game for the fight, took a smash from Semi Radradra and got up and made a play after it, and you're like, fair play Liam Williams, you're a tough man. But we're bearing the lead because it's Bowden Barrett.
I mean, there's it for me. I would have framed it as a nice two-way head-to-head shootout between Liam Williams and Bowden Barrett. But yeah, it's Bowden Barrett. It's the best 15 in the world. Comfortably. And Liam Williams is great, but Bowden Barrett. Bowden Barrett, everybody.
That's the team.
Yeah,
that's the answer. So what have we got then? We've got Boks, one All Black, one Fijian, one Japanese, two Englishmen.
Yeah, so it's beast down to. I'm right, man. This is the team. This is the team.
Yeah.
I know I sort of demanded this be the team, but it is the team.
Okay.
It's beast down to Uera. It's Malcolm Marks, Kyle Sinclair, Eben Etzebeth, Maro Itoje, Michael Leach, Peter Steph Dutoit, Dwayne Vermeulen, Gareth Davis, Andre Pollard, Damien Delindy, Lucanio Am, Semi Radradra. And on the wing, I always go centres first, wingers last. Semi Radradra, and Cheslin Colby, and Bowden Barrett.
It's a good team.
It's a very good team.
That's
my team of the tournament.
Okay. Well, that's what we'll say then. That's our team. Please feel free to comment, disagree, share, say who you would pick, who you would have in there, who we failed to mention in terms of our nominees as well.
Yeah, who do we overrate? Who are we missing? Who did we underrate? Why are we such biased pricks who wouldn't pick the guy from your country?
All of that.
Tell us all of that.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the Overlap Rugby Podcast World Cup content. If you enjoyed that video, please feel free to subscribe and comment down below, as well as share with your friends. Thanks.